Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're jumping into something that, well, it highlights a really fascinating problem right now. The sources you sent over about the CEXP Coin tap feature, they really bring up this core question. How do we tell the difference between a long-established legitimate exchange and a really speculative side project that they just launched? And I think that's our mission today, right? To kind of separate these two things. On one hand, you have the bedrock security of CEX.io.
Right. An exchange that's regulated, been around for years, a known quantity.
Exactly. And on the other, you have the shiny promises of this new CEXP tap mining game.
And the pitch is, it's very tempting.
Incredibly. It's sold as this fun, super low-effort way to earn crypto. No hardware, no financial investment needed.
Basically a mobile game that pays you. That's the hook.
Okay, let's unpack this. So how does the game even work?
From what I understand, you join this little mini game. It looks a lot like those Telegram games.
You just tap on your screen.
You just tap. You tap a button to generate power, and that gets you points.
Points that are supposed to convert into the actual CEXP token down the line.
And that's the key phrase, down the line, because that token is a totally new, upcoming utility token.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the established assets that CEX.io usually trades. And this is exactly where that mental separation has to happen, immediately.
Okay.
CEX.io, the exchange, is generally considered legit. It's regulated in several regions. It's got history.
Right.
But you have to think of it like this. CEX.io is a federally regulated bank.
Mm-hmm.
And the CEXP tap mining feature, that's an unproven arcade game they just installed in the lobby.
That's a great analogy. The stability of the building doesn't guarantee the game pays out.
Precisely. And what's fascinating here is the whole issue comes down to timing and substance.
The BGE, right. The distribution event.
Exactly. That's the magic moment when your points are supposed to become real tradable tokens, but while the launch day keeps getting delayed.
And in the crypto space, repeated delays are not a good sign.
They're a massive red flag.
Right.
It could point to problems with the tokenomics, or maybe they're struggling to get the liquidity to launch without it crashing.
So that's the main concern reviewers are flagging then. All this tapping, all this effort, it just gets you points in a waiting room.
For now, yes.
Yeah.
Not actual crypto you can use.
But I have to ask. The sources confirm that millions of users are signing up for this globally.
They are, yeah.
So doesn't that huge user base create its own kind of built-in demand? Doesn't that create value for the token no matter when it launches? Is the skepticism maybe overblown?
That's a great question, and it's the logic these projects rely on. But if we look at the history of other tap-to-earn projects, the problem becomes dilution in delivery.
Okay.
Some platforms, like Friday, are raising concerns that this whole thing might be more hype than substance.
Right.
The marketing genius is building that huge user base, but then the token launches, and what often happens is the value just collapses because everyone rushes to sell the points they've saved up.
The supply just overwhelms any initial demand.
Exactly.
I have to admit, though, the idea of earning crypto just by tapping on a phone, no KYC, no hardware, it's incredibly tempting for a casual user.
And that's the appeal, of course it is. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, the legitimacy of the CEX.io exchange does not, and I mean does not, make the CEXP token economy risk-free.
They're two totally different categories.
A totally different and very speculative category. I think the consensus from reviewers is that you have to treat this as a gamified lottery and definitely not a real mining operation.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
I think it means you have to keep your expectations extremely low.
You're not investing money, but you are investing time.
A lot of time. You're betting on an untested feature. You could be waiting months for tokens that either never fully materialize or, when they do, are worth very, very little.
The risk isn't losing your investment. It's that you put in dozens of hours and your points turn into, what, maybe $3 of crypto.
Yeah.
It's a terrible return on time.
At the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to participate. But you absolutely must manage your expectations.
Yeah.
This whole thing relies completely on trusting that CEX.io will follow through and deliver actual value for a token that, right now, has none.
Which leaves us with a provocative final thought then. Considering you're essentially waiting on a promise, kind of like a raffle where the store keeps delaying when they'll actually give out the prize, what is the true cost of your participation? Think about the value of your time and anticipation versus a reward that is completely unproven. Thanks for diving deep with this.